You're listening to The Core, where we share anonymous but true teen stories. To hear more, visit us at openorchardproductions.org. I'm Kimmy Rich, and today we'll be meeting Chloe, a 17-year-old girl using bulimia to handle overwhelming pressure. In this podcast, Chloe performs Rondo Capriccioso by Saint Saëns.
If I can control my eating, I can control everything else. As I'm speaking to you, I feel liberated just talking about it because it's not something that everyone goes through, but it's something that everyone can relate to. My eating disorder started towards the second semester. It was my first time taking AP classes, and I was taking, I think, European history, and I was in calculus, and I was actually extremely stressed out, just out of anxiety that I had to take so many APs, in addition to several violin competitions that I had. And I felt sometimes I would just eat a lot out of stress, and then I felt like I needed to get rid of it. So it was just, I had so many things going across my mind. Like every moment I have to be thinking what am I going to do tonight for homework? When am I going to finish? When am I going to start playing violin? When am I going to finish playing violin? When am I going to, start taking care of my clubs? I was president of I think 2 clubs. And so it was just so many things going across my mind. It was overwhelming.
Without the life experience of knowing how to handle her anxieties, Chloe reacted irrationally.
I was arguing with my mom, and I actually jumped out of a car because I was so upset.
Unrealistic standards that Chloe set for herself sparked tensions between her and her parents.
We would argue about how I would have violin rehearsals, and we would be driving back home, and I would be like, why am I so bad at violin even though I practiced hours and hours each day? Why? And my mom would be stop trying to be perfect. You're not perfect. Everyone has issues. But I guess I couldn't accept that fact. I wanted to be the best that I possibly could.
While most teens' pressures stem from their parents, Chloe's was self-induced.
I think it's actually myself, to be honest. My parents, they want me to do my best, but they don't want me to do it to the point that I might harm myself mentally, emotionally. I think it's just I want to make the most of time. I want to do as much as I possibly can. I want to do the best that I possibly can. Maybe it's college, I want to go to the best college, or I don't know, I just want to make the most of what I have.
Chloe saw her bulimia as a chance to gain control in her life.
It's kind of I think a reflection of my desire to be perfect, quote, quote. It's I make a mistake and I want to get rid of it. Well, it's actually truly mistakes. You'll be rehearsing with the piano on the violin, and you've practiced this moment for 10 hours, and you're going through the run, and then you mess up, and you're oh my friggin' God, why did I mess up? And you're I hate this. And then you put your violin away, and your violin teacher's you need to practice that. And I'm I did. I'm so sorry. I hate myself. And schoolwork, I would, probably out of exhaustion, I would forget a homework assignment, and I go to school. Everyone has their homework assignment out, and I'm oh my gosh, why did I forget it? I'm so silly. And I just make these mistakes, and I get so frustrated at myself.
Purging translated to a sense of making up for other mistakes in her life, but knowing it was extremely unhealthy, Chloe found the courage to approach her parents about it.
I actually told them, because I know that it's so unhealthy. The fact that you are, throwing up all that acid touching your gum, your teeth. It's just so gross, and I couldn't stand it. I had to tell my parents, and they told me, we don't want to take you to like what is it called, like psychiatrist, or is it, yeah, because I personally don't want a psychiatrist. I feel like it's very strange, but they're like, you need to find a way to help yourself. And they actually helped me. They would cook food that I would be okay eating, and they made sure they gave me a portion, and I would just eat it, and that would be it. I can't eat too much.
With support from her family, Chloe was able to readjust her lifestyle and feel in control of her stress.
Especially this year, junior year. I mean, I had, I think, 5 AP classes, but I kind of, I just managed my time much better than I did last year. And, if you manage your time, it just kind of gets rid of all the stress that would usually build up.
Chloe has come a long way in recovering from her disease.
Yeah, I definitely think that I've grown a lot, especially junior year. It's kind of reflected. I haven't purged at all this year. I'm my schoolwork is fine. I'm managing my clubs well. And in terms of violin, I've kind of come to the fact that professional violinists dedicate their entire lives, their time and their energy, every moment, to making sure that, they play as professionally as they can. I'm not a professional violinist. I need to realize that. I have realized that.
Chloe hopes to help other teens who face a similar situation.
Health comes first. Don't stress yourself out. Manage your time well. And know that, as long as you want to do your best, you are doing your best.